Good evening everyone, welcome to Genesis Training online refresher course for verbal ability. I'm Dinesh Parthiban. Let's wait for others to join. Welcome guys. So today we are going to be seeing second part of error spotting. In the first part we would have seen basic error spotting. So let's look at this again. So in this class we will be seeing little bit in depth about error spotting. So common errors that can occur in a sentence are based on grammar, that is basic grammar, parts of speech, tenses. It can be based on subject verb agreement. It can be based on direct and indirect, active and passive voice, degrees of comparison, and so on. So today also we'll be looking at few questions. So as usual, you might know the daily quiz link is given in the description. You can also join the Telegram channel. So whoever is in the live, please respond in the chat if you have any doubts or queries. Am I audible? Is there any disturbances that I should take care of? Let's try to be a little bit more interactive today. So in the given sentence we are going to find errors. So we'll look into two types or two models of questions. So the common model that you would always get is a sentence that is fragmented into parts. So you have to check each of the fragments and look at it as a collective sentence, whether the meaning is similar or the meaning is changed when you link the fragments. So we are going to be looking into that. So first question, besides central banks, they have been aggressive in buying physical gold to cushion in falling currencies. So first you need to understand the meaning of the sentence, then we'll look into each fragment, then again collectively. So if you begin with looking at the first word of the sentence, besides, from here you can split into words and start working on. For example, besides, beside. Beside is a preposition. I think you might know. I am sitting beside someone. I am standing beside him. Just to indicate the position, we can use the preposition beside. But including the plural besides, it is not a preposition, then it gives the meaning including. It also talks about. So besides meaning change here. central banks, they have been aggressive in buying physical gold to cushion the falling currencies. For example, if you look into tens here, so here they are talking about central banks as they have been aggressive. So going with perfect. Buying continuous is given, so it is somewhat related to present. It is not in the past yet, so it is compared with to cushioning the falling currencies. So both are in continuous, so you don't need to worry about the tense now. So what are the other words that you can look into? So for all the options it will be A, B, C, D, and obviously the last option is no error. No error, it is not given here, but even if you think there is no error in this sentence, please let me know. Now they have used the subject they. What is the meaning of this word? Can anybody say it in the comment? We already know the common subjects that we use in any sentence: I, we, you, they. What is the difference between we and they? Anybody? We already know he, she, it. We don't have to talk about it. We have to talk about we and they first. For you to understand, they have been aggressive. So if you look at it as a separate sentence, they have been aggressive in buying gold, it is correct. But when you are talking about central banks, subject here, and why you want to mention the subject again? So now you need to know about nouns, parts of speech. To be more specific, pronouns you need to know. So subject form is I, we, you, they, and so on. So here they have used they. This is in subject form. If it is in object form, it is them. Aggressive, if the sentence ends with this, we can use them. If it is possessive, we are going to be saying theirs. Adjective, their gold. So the last one or last type is reflexive, when they are talking about themselves. For example, if you take I, it will be myself. So reflexive is used to talk about one's own. I did it myself. She did it herself. So here we are talking about the same subject. So here also that needs to be changed. They will be changed into themselves. Central banks themselves have been aggressive. So it implies the subject central bank. That is the first question and that is the error. You have the explanation in the screen. If you want, you can pause the screen and look at the explanation for you to understand a little bit better. Let's go to the second question. RBI rules led to an aggressively lobbying effort from the United States government and American companies who said the directive would increase infrastructure costs and hurt firms' investment plans. Last option as usual, no error. So here you can always look at subject verb agreement, tense, because it's a big sentence. So if you are going to look at the first line, first fragment, that is A alone, the RBI. So we are particularly talking about definite article. So this is definite article, subject is given, RBI is singular, so we are going with singular verb, that is rules. Led, it is in past. To an aggressively. Aggressively is a for example, any word that ends with ly is called adverb. Most probably adverb will end with ly. So what is adverb? It describes the noun. It describes the verb. For example, if you say she sings melodiously, so it explains how she sings. So to answer the question of how, we use adverb. So adverb defines or describes the action. Most of the adverbs will have ly as suffix. Let's continue the sentence. Lobbying effort from the United States government and American companies, both are used, and this coordinative conjunction, it is okay. Who said? It implies these companies who said that the director would increase infrastructure cost and hurt firms. This is possessive. Investment plans, this is in plural, it's okay. So if you look at as fragments, it is correct most probably. But if you combine the fragments A and B, you can see RBI rules led to an aggressively lobbying effort. So here lobbying is the verb. How they lobbied? Aggressively. So that is the purpose of using aggressively here. So is it correct? Is it an adverb necessary there? It is actually not. Led to an aggressive lobbying. The word form error is given here. Aggressive lobbying is the correct one. So lobbying itself is definitive. You don't need an adverb. What kind of lobbying they did, it is not about that. So your explanation is given in the sentence. You can look at it. If you have any queries, please leave it in the chat. There have been a couple of minor localized instances of law and order which has been handled very professionally. There have been, okay, based on tense, present perfect, it is okay. Couple of minor localized incidents, okay, that is also correct. Of law and order, okay, which has been handled. So is it one incident or multiple incidents? It is multiple. Whether to use singular or plural for this. If you look at this, here have has been used, here has been is used. So here they considered plural, here it is singular. Which one is correct and which needs to be corrected? So this question is based on subject verb agreement to check whether the subject agrees with the verb. So the answer is very simple. Here we are using plural, so similarly it should be plural here also. So that is the error. If you have known this, please put that in comment. So here is the explanation. Okay, the explanation is, the correction is given, but the explanation is not given. The explanation is incidents is plural, so this is the subject. So the verb here should also be plural. Next question. Question number 4. A number of trainees who take this course every year find that their knowledge of mathematics is no error. So again, mathematics is so please go through the question. If you find the answer, please respond in the chat. So the sentence is not complete if you have noticed. A number of trainees who take this course mathematics is enough, let's say good enough. Now the sentence is completed. So consider this and then solve the error. It was a typo, people. So I'll give you 30 seconds to find the answer. Anybody else has found? So here you have to look at the number of rule. If somebody remembered it from subject verb agreement, you're good. I see there is no one in the chat. So let me just explain the answer so that you can go. Anybody? Okay, and since nobody is there, there is no error in this sentence. The error is this part that has been a typo, that is the mistake. Next question. The conversation with her mother had a more profound effect on her than she expected. No error. So as usual, your options are A, B, C, D, E. So again, word form error. If you can find it very easily, this is the error. Affect versus effect. Where you can use the word affect. If you are talking about mood, the state you are in, that is affects the mood. So here we are talking about effect. What happens? So that is the error, people. They had went to the lake without me. By the time I got there, said Jack. So anybody? Your options are A, B, C, D as usual. Again, if you break it into sentences, they had went. You can find the mistake by simply looking at the first sentence. Had isn't used for past perfect and past perfect continuous. So when you are using had, past perfect or past perfect continuous, especially past perfect in this sentence, the verb that should be used is so that is go, went, gone. Go is the base form, went is the past, and gone is the past participle. So the usage of past participle is the next question. The president and the speaker of the house found the congressional Republicans filibusters to be altogether specious. So here you have to understand few of the meaning of the words so that you can answer the question. So the president and the speaker of the house. So if you look it into subject verb agreement, this comes under plus noun. So in between there is a coordinative conjunction and as well. So this is the rule, but there is nothing plural here. So technically this rule satisfies. So what is the meaning of filibusters are? Prolonged speech is called filibusters. That is, so the correct option is, or the mistake here is altogether. That is option D. So the meaning of the word spacious is together. So even this is repeated again. So that is the error. If you don't understand the meaning of these words, it will be a little difficult. Akash, next question. Akash crouched towards directly in front of the cabinet, his face only inches away from the glass. So if anybody can answer, it will be really good. So crouched towards is down. Directly in front of the cabinet, any clarification? So he is in front of the cabinet. His face only inches away from the glass. Away from the glass, D has no error. His face only inches. That is also meaningful. So the error must be in A or B. Directly in front of the cabinet. So the option is, the sentence error is here. So crouched means down, towards means forward. So you cannot use two directions together here. So that is the error. Next question. The science project was equally successful as the software project they had presented. If you can find the error, please let me know in the comment. As usual, A, B, C, D, E. Last one being no option. The science project was equally successful. How successful? Equally successful. It is compared to as the software project they had presented. So past is given, past perfect is given. So what happened first? What happened second? So the degree of comparison is the error here. Here, when you are comparing 1 and 2, the science project with software project, you should say as successful as good as soon as well as. So here it was not compiled here. It was equally successful, full stop. It makes a beautiful correct sentence. When it says as the software project, here they are making a mistake. So when you are correcting it, you can simply make it as science project was as successful as the software project. Degrees of comparison error, comparative. The airline owes rupees 8,502 crores to banks around rupees 25,000 crore in the arrears to vendors, lessor and employers, to leasers and employers. So as usual, the fragments are broken. So you can look at the subject airline singular better, but two banks is also okay. Followed by around 25,000 crores in arrears to whom and all they owe this money, from whom they borrowed this money are vendors, lessors and employers. So what is the error in this? Here the word form error is given. Employer means, the person who employs people who is working. So leasers and employees. That is the correct answer. Next question. To promote women empowerment globally, many countries have been here itself. When you say it out loud, you can easily find the error. Have been increasing employment opportunities for women in all fields. So if you look at each fragment, To promote women empowerment globally, many countries have been, again I told you, this is the error here itself, that is, have been increasing, present perfect continuous. So the form will be, subject plus have, sometimes has, plus been, plus verb ing. So when you write the verb in continuous form, let's say moving, he moving out, so it does not give the specific time. Only when I use he is moving out, he was moving out, then we can talk about the time. So since it is not mentioned here, verbs, especially when it is used with continuous form, it needs some supportive verbs to make it tell the time. So when it is in perfect, you cannot use past participle with continuous. So the verb form we are using is be form, continuous is being, past participle is been. So have been increasing is the correct answer. You can pause it and see, have been increasing should be instead of being, that is the explanation. Next question. If Rita had known about it, she will have helped Saurav to fix the printer. So again, tense based question. She will have helped Saurav. Had known. For example, this is past perfect. If she had known, she will have helped. So since it is in past, you can go with conditional statement, she would have helped. That will make it more appropriate. Since this has already happened, it cannot be happy for future perfect. So the sentence they have written here, she will have helped, is wrong, because when we say she will have graduated in 2023, or just by saying this, we are going to say that it is going to happen in the future. So from this moment, some point in time, it is going to happen. So since it has already happened, had known, so we cannot write conditional statement. So we have to write a conditional statement, that is would have helped. Next question. If you have a doubt, please leave it in the chat so that I can comment back. Kelly did